am Maria Kaplan. I am a registered dietitian, but my official title is nutrition counselor educator here at the Office of Health Education and Promotion within Health Services. In probably simplest terms, it's one of the building blocks to our nutrition or our diets, and to be kind of a little bit more advanced, it's one of the macronutrients. So we have proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So we say the average person needs about 0.8 grams per kilogram protein. And that need definitely increases with your activity levels and the amount of mass you have. So if you're a smaller person, obviously you need smaller amounts of protein. If you're a bigger person, you need bigger amounts of protein. Right. So iron is usually most bioavailable in its heme form, which is the animal form of iron, versus the non-heme form of iron, which is the vegetarian source of iron. So that's why a lot of times we'll prescribe people to eat meats, because it will be more bioavailable in your body, which means your body will absorb that iron a lot easier than it would from a vegetarian source iron built. And when foods are whole food sources or unprocessed, like your Greek yogurt, your body's going to know how to process and break down that Greek yogurt. And those amino acids are again going to be more bioavailable than like a chicken nugget. A chicken nugget is still going to give you basic amino acids because it's a protein, but we really wonder about that quality of those. And how is your body breaking that down and absorbing those amino acids?
So currently I'm a clinical assistant faculty member in the Molecular, Cellular, and Biomedical Sciences department. Moved here last year after teaching 2 years at Illinois State University, and that's where I did my undergraduate and graduate work and became a dietitian. So when it comes to muscle building, there's really not going to be a substitute for going in the gym and working hard. With that said, though, there are certain nutritional things that we can do, mainly when it comes to building muscle afterwards, that would be very important for helping to rebuild the tissue that we just work so hard to break down. Which is kind of counterintuitive. You think of exercise building up and strengthening, and it does, but first it tears everything down. Your body realizes that, well, that was a little easy, we'll make all the tissue stronger. Then you try to tear it down again, it's a little bit harder, so you have to add on more weight, or you have to run harder for a longer time, and it's that kind of vicious cycle that makes someone stronger. Carbohydrates and on protein, so you have what's called this anabolic window, that's kind of roughly in between, I'd say 20 minutes to about 2 hours after you exercise. So you want to consume something with carbohydrate in it. And here it really doesn't matter necessarily the type of carbohydrate, because your body's going to look at this, assuming that you've been physically active for 45 minutes, an hour, working really hard. It's going to look at it favorably, so it'll bring it in and use it as stored carbohydrate. But once we have that carbohydrate come in, it triggers insulin, and insulin's job is to store. It'll bring everything in at a can. So by consuming protein with carbohydrates, protein can kind of hitch a ride on the insulin train and hop into the cells a little bit faster. And so we have these 9 essential amino acids, call them puzzle pieces. So plant proteins have like 8 out of the 9 puzzle pieces. So maybe one's missing a corner, one's missing a middle. What's nice is a lot of the grain-based, the plant-based sources aren't missing the same piece of the puzzle. So we'll go back to the peanut butter sandwich. The grain, we'll say, is missing a corner piece of their puzzle, while the peanuts are missing a center piece. But what's nice about the peanuts is they have 2 corner pieces, just no middle. And the wheat has 2 middles, but no corner. So they'll exchange. Here, take my corner, I'll take your middle, and now we're both complete. So, by vegans and vegetarians understanding which, they're called complementary proteins, which ones go together, and chances are, if it tastes good, it probably goes together. So beans and rice, any type of nuts, or going back to all this nut butters in any type of grain product, they automatically go together.
I'm Rochelle Italian. I'm the dietitian at University of New Hampshire Dining. I've been here 23 years and also did my undergrad here at UNH. Right. Comfort foods, a lot of times, a lot of people get used to just eating certain foods. But the nice thing about the dining halls is that we have such a variety of different foods. So in terms of lean protein, there's lots of different options whether you're eating animal protein or not. So, lean chicken. We have grilled chicken every day. Our chefs are also working with different flavor profiles. So using fresh herbs, adding different herb mixes or spice mixes, just to make it interesting. Because, healthy doesn't, a lot of people think, oh, healthy, lean is not going to taste good. It actually can. So lean chicken, we also have a lot of different fish options on the menu. And types that are recommended. So for instance, we have salmon, we have perch, we have cod, a lot of different options throughout the day. We have shrimp, again, having all kinds of options. You don't have to have it every day, but it's available.